When you are making a presentation or a pitch, you have to come across as mature in spite of your age. Second thing you would have heard about is that investors invest in team, founders rather than the idea. This is one aspect where they are looking at you, not the idea. They are looking at your facial expression, they are looking at how confident you are, how pleasant you are, how serious you are, how disciplined you are, how prepared you are. At the same time, how easy you are to communicate with. Now, one of the things that I have observed when all of us make presentations is we get a lot of thoughts in our mind and we dump them on a slide and we end there. That is what you need to speak. That is not what you want to present. That's what you need to speak. What you want to present is an abstraction, summary, animation, picture, all of those stuff. Few things that I have internally done is no bullet is more than one line. Bullets never flow to the next one. Brevity is very important. First time anything is shown needs to attract. Investors don't give more than 10-15 seconds. And trust me, investors are also not as smart as you think they are. तो आपके पहले 5-7-10 मिनट में आपने जो भी बोला, they will bucket you somewhere, and if you are put in the wrong bucket, you can't come out of it. It's a huge jump to come out and do something. So it's very, very important to understand what is your pitch, what you are saying, how you are saying. Are you ready to speak orally? Allergy to uncertainty and fear of failure. Many of us are such that we want crisp, clean answer until everything is clear. And somehow more engineers suffer that because we are taught to scope the problem, analyze it, dissect it into small pieces. And until all of that is clear, we are not comfortable. And that is exactly comes in the way of entrepreneurship. When you start becoming successful or company starts growing, if a problem can be solved, you will not get it. It will get solved below you. Somebody will solve it. If the problem is such that outcome is very risky, it will come to you. Very early stage entrepreneurship, the market that you can go after is very limited. How will you get your first? Mostly 99% friends and family. Now, friends and family का मतलब क्या है? Goodwill, qualified contact, right? And your ability to improvise what you have. If your enterprise has a lifetime of X and see X as time, what you sell in first 10% of X may be very different than what you see in the middle of your lifetime and towards the later part of your lifetime. And the reason being, as you get into the market, you understand the market, you understand the customer, you start influencing it, you get money if you're lucky and you're building, you add more product and services. And therefore, going to internet, picking up things which are meant for large companies can hurt you more than help you. My simple principle for B2B is, how many enterprise can I lay my hands on who are not allergic to startups? If they have an allergy to startup, तो मेरी बात ही नहीं सुनेंगे ना वो. पहली बात. Second thing is, are they growing very fast? If they are growing very fast, there is a need that you may be able to satisfy. Are they hugely profitable? If they are profitable, they would have money to pay for you. That may not be the enterprise in your long-term game of SaaS service, but that time, that organization, if introduced through friends and family, becomes your market. And if you are making jewelry and there is one friend of your sister who's going to buy 5 pieces, by all means go sell those 5 pieces and make your sister's friend your customer. After that, you may set up a store online, do whatever, but that time, so understanding market in the beginning, figuring out how to bring maximum cash in, taking many detours until you hit the cruising speed is something that is generally not there in the literature. 2 or 3 things which signify startup: speed and agility. And the third thing I would add is focus. It's very, very important to focus on building the business. If your business is destined to be direct to consumer, like Bombay Shaving, right? You will need capital upfront. Because you're going to, let's say I'm making jewelry, I can sell maybe 5 pieces to my sister's friend. But if I have to sell jewelry worth 1 crore, I would need to create marketing, sales, some amount of promotion. And Facebook is not cheap. Neither is Google cheap, nor any of those things are cheap. Once you start using them seriously, the bills start building up. If you're building cloud-based thing, the cost of the cloud, you have to put a team to reduce the cost of the cloud. Otherwise, the cloud providers will eat your lunch. That's the expense that you have. If it is B2B, in the end game, a B2C and a B2B business may need the same capital, but it's the upfront capital is needed for B2C more than B2B. Because in case of B2B, you can say, here are 20 enterprises I'm going to go after. Some of them are friends, family, some of them through friends, family, and my marketing cost may not be there, and I might do some smart things, and I get about 2-3 crores worth of revenue before I go forward. So therefore, it is important to understand where the capital is needed. Capital means money in the bank to invest in building the business. Now that money can come through multiple things. Like I said, instead of doing SaaS, if you bring in, and I was talking to some of you saying, why don't you sell the thing, bring few lakhs into the bank rather than giving 1,000 rupees of annual subscription, right? That is one way money is in the bank. Second way money is in the bank is through loans, in which case you may be liable to pay back, otherwise somebody may come after you. The third way is you take a part of your company and give somebody shareholding, and in lieu of that, you get money. Now, angel investors, early seed, all things investor, VC, all of they come into the third category. Now, in the third category, the beauty is, if your company fails, they cannot come after you. That doesn't mean you're going to fail the company. Most good founders will try and do that. So that's the equity capital. That's called the risk capital. Then there is debt, and there is customers may do that. Okay. So please understand where the business can come from. If you're building a service business, because you can charge for the service, cash flow is a lot easier. Okay. But service business take long time to develop. There is general feeling, including among investors, that there has to be non-linearity. That means everything has to go like this. Everything doesn't go like this in life. Sometimes it goes like this, right? So if understand the native genetic life cycle of your business. If it is going to be a long gestation and that is your passion, ignore all these people who want to play T20. You're in the test match. Chiteshwar Pujara doesn't care a damn. He will play for 5 days if on a given day. And we respect Chiteshwar Pujara as much as a T20 player, right? But he's decided to play a 5-day match. So whether it is a T20, whether it is a 1 day, whether it is a 5-day, your enterprise DNA will decide that. All of you use internet, right? Do you know where that information comes from? They are in server farms and companies own that. Google owns it, Microsoft owns it. And these are massive servers with, you cannot imagine the kind of data that they store, the kind of operating system they run, the kind of speed at which these networks operate. Arista built this technology grounds up. How much time it took to build that technology? 7 years. How much time it took to get the first customer? another 3 years. So 10 years was spent just in building, but first customer was $200 million. You get 10 customers like that, that's a $2 billion company. Versus Bombay Shaving, online. Both the founders have done their job well, but one is a different business than other one. Understand the life cycle of your business and align to it.